What's going on, guys? So we have a lot to talk about. I'll be covering a 0.014 penny stock that just had profitable net income for Q1 2023, and their revenues have been going up really good year over year. And they just announced a multi-million-dollar contract for a smart city in Saudi Arabia's capital. Should obviously improve their revenue numbers even more. This is definitely one with a decent share structure and not that much volume. Not many people know about this one. Definitely one that has potential. This penny stock right here trading at 0.013 or just at 0.013 with an $8 million market cap is extremely undervalued, considering, you know, they have 593 million outstanding shares, but most of those are locked up. 500 million of those are locked up, or just under 500 million of those are locked up. So that leaves only 126 million outstanding shares with only 70 million shares at float. So this one is really good. They just had a profitable net income quarter, which was a record net income quarter. In 2019, they had no revenue. In 2020, they had 200,000 in revenue. In 2021, they had 935,000 in revenue. In 2022, they did 1.5 million in total revenue. So year over year revenue is continuing to increase. They just secured a multi-million-dollar contract for their smart city technology, and you know, they have very big catalysts coming up. This one could make you a lot of money potentially. There will be a formal signing ceremony amongst all three parties in the next 60 days that will bring to light the magnitude of the contracts. That they're under NDAs. They didn't really announce that much until this formal signing will be completed. They say in 60 days that this one should be completed, and they already shipped the software for phase 1 of the project. He said directly from the CEO that really stands out with this. This is a smart city project, and it's one of the largest, highest priority, and high profile projects in the Middle East and in the world, said the CEO directly from her mouth. They said they won this contract because of the ease to use, technological connectivity, and coordinated joint sales effort with one of their premier partners. And they say this is a very big area. They say this is the second time that they've went head to head against a Fortune 200 company. You know, that's a very big company. And they said this second time they went head to head against the Fortune 200 company, and they won a multi-million-dollar opportunity where the customer viewed their technology and approach as superior to the Fortune 200 company. And this stock is trading at 1 cent. This is very big because they said there are at least 4 more smart city projects. Keep in mind, this one contract was a multi-million-dollar deal, so the revenue numbers should really be picking up. And there's a lot of future catalysts coming up within the next month and within the next 60 days and going beyond that. They said because of this win here, they will be viewed as the superior for those as well. So, this is something we really have to look at. One of the best potential plays, in the OTC markets right now, potentially. I'll be covering multiple AI stock. I'll be covering an AI stock trading at $2.72. They just had their best quarter in history, so this one could really take off, in my honest opinion. Cathie Woods did add this stock to her portfolio in the past, so is she about to again, with these very impressive numbers? So this is one you definitely have to look at, one that I'm very interested in. So one thing to note about this quarter, actually 2 things. One thing to note is this is their 3rd record-setting quarter in a row. Actually 3 things. The other thing is Cathie Wood did have this stock in her portfolio at one point in time. Will she be looking at this again? That alone should tell you something, that this company does have potential. The fact that she was looking at this one. One very important thing that you need to look at is this company has around $800 million cash and equivalents with a $500 million market cap. So based off that alone, it should tell you that this one is pretty undervalued. Anything we have to talk about, ticker kscp. This is one I was watching for the last 2 days. I covered this one when it went up 30%, and the day after that, which was yesterday, this one went up around 40%, hitting a high of around 75 cents. We did bank off this play, guys. So volume has been going crazy for the stock. Today, this one is down 12%. I figured this would happen. People are taking profits, had a pullback. But, the 2 key levels I was watching here for the last 2 days, especially yesterday, was this level right here of resistance at 0.53 or just around 0.54. So June 27th, before this even broke this target, I said if this one breaks 0.54, it could get crazy because this was a key level that needed to break. This was 2 days ago, and I was watching this one pre-market, pretty much all day yesterday, or the beginning of the day yesterday. 1 day later, I said this on StockTwitch. Don't really post on Twitter and StockTwitch that much, but I am trying to be more active. So when this one was trading at 0.05332, I was watching this one very closely. I said if this one breaks 0.54, this one could go crazy. Key level right here I was watching was right here, this level right here at 0.54. It broke it, and what happened? It broke out even more. Broke this one, and it exploded just like I said it would. This one was in an uptrend, obviously, trending upwards. So another key level it needed to break was 0.0573 or just around that, and it broke this one. As soon as this one was getting close to that level at 0.0 0.5686. I posted this. I said it broke resistance at 0.54. Next level is right under 0.58, and we are about to explode. I literally called this at 11:48 a.m. I said it right before it happened. I said right when this one crosses that 0.5735 level, it would explode. Literally called it before it happened. What happened? This one went all the way from 0.57 to a high of 0.075, just at 75 cents, guys. So, make sure you like the video because I am giving you some good plays. This one exploded, and today this one is down currently 12%. Had a pullback, which I did expect to happen. So stock is ticker AFFU, Affluence Corporation, trading at 0.0135. They do have a lot of authorized shares sitting at 4 billion, but a tiny $8 million market cap, which I think is very undervalued considering their news and their new revenue numbers that do have potential to go up with this multi-million-dollar contract. So their outstanding shares are sitting at 593 million. And most of those are locked up, so they have a small float. So this is why their share structure is looking very good. It looks like they have around 70 million shares at float because, most of their outstanding shares are locked up. So only 126 million unrestricted shares. So this is definitely one we have to look out, considering looking back at their revenue numbers since 2019. Looks like, mind you, always add 3 zeros on these. So back in 2019, they had no revenue. 2020, 200,000 in revenue. With good gross margins, and then in 2021 they did 935,000. Really good gross margins right here. And in 2022, 1.5 million in revenue with very good gross margins. Had no profitable. It looks like they lost $1 million in 2021, lost 187,000 in terms of net income in 2022. But for Q1 2023, they had record net income and they had profitable net income for Q1 2023. Affluences Corporation's One Technology awarded multi-million-dollar contract for smart city project in Saudi Arabia's capital. So this should give them even more revenue and help their numbers out, and their margins are continuing to go out. Just had a record net income quarter for Q1 2023. Revenue numbers are going up year over year. Definitely one we have to look at. They are a leader in smart city software and Internet over Things IoT technology. Announced today that it has received a multi-year, multi-million-dollar contract to provide its best-in-class smart city software solutions to a high-profile smart city project for a city in Saudi Arabia. The contract was secured by one of our premier technology partners, and there are several more contracts associated with this project that will be awarded over the next 12 months. So not only do they have this multi-million-dollar contract, they have multiple other contracts that should be happening within the next year as well. So expect more updates for this one. One Technologies has already shipped the software for phase 1 of the project, and it will be included in the company's Q2 financials. So Q2 financials are something we really need to look at. Could have record numbers. So the smart city project, they said, is one of the largest, highest priority and high profile projects in the Middle East and in the world, said the Stephanie global CEO of One Technologies. So this was an incredible hard-fought win for the One Technologies team. And the final analysis, we won the contract because of the ease to use, because they said of the ease to use, technological connectivity and coordinate joint sales effort with one of their premier partners. This is the second time we went head to head against a Fortune 200 company and won a multi-million-dollar opportunity where the customers viewed our technology and approach as superior. So they said, the company that they had the contract with, a Fortune 200 company, keep in mind, that's a very big company. They actually outdid them and beat that competitor, is what they're basically saying. So this is significant here because there are at least 3 more smart city projects associated with this contract. And because of their win here, One will be viewed as the incubant for those as well. Basically saying they already secure those other contracts because they're showing that their technology is better, is basically what they're saying. But keep in mind, while the contract has been executed and the phase 1 software has been shipped, we are under a strict non-disclosure until the formal signature ceremony amongst all 3 parties, at which time the market will realize the significance of this win, said the CEO. So basically they're under an NDA. They can't even announce how the magnitude of this PR, but they said within the next 60 days, they should bring to light the magnitude of this contract. So I think this is a good play right here. So with this, all these catalysts coming up, trading at 0.0135 with a small 70 million float, and a good share structure for an OTC company. I think that you could make this one. I think you could swing this one and make some money. That's just my honest opinion. With these catalysts coming out, and considering they just had a record net income quarter for the beginning of the year, their first quarter, and it only looks like it's getting better from here. So like dilution is happening. And in 2021, the end of 2021, they had 331 million outstanding shares. And in March of 2022, that went up to 430 million shares. So as of June 2022, about 1 year ago, they had 450 million outstanding shares. So that has went up about, a little over 100 million shares. So dilution is happening. So in the last year, they've diluted a little over 100 million shares. Hopefully that will slow down as they get, more profitable, and if their numbers continue to go up like they have, but still definitely one to keep an eye out for, and one that looks like it has a lot of big catalysts pending. So definitely one we have to watch here. Your nndm, Nano Dimension Ltd, trading at $2.71. This used to be part of the Cathie Woods ETF. So will she be getting back into this? Today, this one is up 12%. Over the last month, is still up around 13%. But it's up today because they had some very impressive numbers. This is their third record-setting quarter in a row. Definitely is looking positive with their earnings going up. I think their revenue improved by around $4 million. A lot of their margins improved as well. So overall, I'm running out of time here, but overall, very impressive financials in a lot of areas here. Their gross profit increased around 70% to around $7 million. Very good improvements here. Net income for Q1 2023 was just over $20 million compared to a loss of $33 million just 1 year ago. Something really big here is their cash and equivalents is worth around $800 million, and their market cap is only around $500 million. So, looks undervalued just based off that alone, but their financials and their numbers are, increasing a lot. So this is definitely one that I could see taking off, in my opinion. They do have good net income and revenue. They are still operating at a loss every quarter, but I think a reason their net income was so high was because of certain sales with their product lines, which up their numbers for this quarter. Looks like they're still operating at a loss, but do have potential in the future. So definitely want to watch. This is an Cathie Wood stock that was in her ETF in her portfolio. So, definitely one that is gaining momentum again and is up really good on this news, up 12% today. They also did mention that with their, they have around $800 million in cash and equivalents, and they say they plan to carefully use a lot of this to invest on ROI, or return on investments, for the company, which should also improve their numbers as well in the future. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as well. Let me know in the comments what you think about this video and any other tickers you are watching right now, and I'll see you on the next video.